How did one letter start America's most famous duel? Hi Founder fans, Jason here, and today's founder is Charles D. Cooper. Now Charles D. Cooper is a pretty obscure character and we don't know a whole lot about his life. He was a physician in his mid-40s from Albany, New York, but he traveled to New York City where he heard a certain speech. He attended a party sponsored by the Federalists that was talking about the upcoming 1804 governor's race, because Governor George Clinton had just gone and decided to run with Thomas Jefferson as Vice President of the United States. Now his opponent, or I should say the person he was replacing, was former Vice President Aaron Burr, who thought, if you're taking my job, I'll take your job. And former Vice President Burr was going to run for Governor of New York. This is when Charles D. Cooper was at an event that he heard Alexander Hamilton speaking at. And Hamilton gave a speech that discouraged Burr, because Burr was a Democratic Republican as Vice President of the United States, but he was going to join the Federalist Party to run for governor, which seems like he was changing parties just to further his ambition, and that's precisely what Alexander Hamilton said. Now, what Charles D. Cooper did is he heard this speech and he decided to write back home to Hamilton's father-in-law, Philip Schuyler, and tell him about what he heard, and tell him why we should not be voting for Aaron Burr to be the Federalist candidate for governor of New York. Unfortunately, Cooper's letter was intercepted on its way to Albany and was published in a paper called the Albany Register. And this paper was the last straw in a long string of abuses that Aaron Burr thought he was being fed by his former friend Alexander Hamilton, and it was this publication of this letter that finally led to Aaron Burr challenging Alexander Hamilton to a duel. And I do want to read you a quick quote from the letter that seems to have made Burr so angry. Quote, "I assert that General Hamilton and Judge Kent have declared, in substance, that they looked upon Mr. Burr to be a dangerous man, and one who ought not to be trusted with the reins of government." A dangerous man. And you can see how Aaron Burr got so upset. So that's basically the story of Charles D. Cooper. Again, we don't know a lot about his life. We just know that he started the most famous duel in American history. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I inspired you to look up a little bit more about the American Revolution. If you like this video, please hit like, and if you're new here, hit subscribe. I put out videos about the American Revolution 5 days a week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll be back with a new founder tomorrow.